Milwaukee's lineup for Game 4. Robinson and Allen each averaged 22 for the season, and Cassell had 18, the highest scoring trio of any team in the NBA. And Paul Silas's lineup for his Charlotte Hornets. Mashburn with the 36 in Game 3. P.J. Brown chipping in with 16 rebounds as they out-rebounded Milwaukee by 22 boards. And the teams had been even, exactly even in the rebounding stats through the first 2 games of the series in Milwaukee. Let's check with Lewis Johnson before tip-off.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. A couple of significant injury concerns for both clubs. First to Milwaukee, Sam Cassell, we know, suffered the chest injury back in Game 2. Talked to him before the game a few moments ago. He said he's about 75% pain in the center of his chest is what he's been suffering from. Right now, he said it's much more manageable, but the one thing that cannot happen for Cassell, he says he can't take another shot in that chest today. And now for the Charlotte Hornets, breaking news that I just got a few moments ago. Derek Coleman, who left Game 2 with the lower back bruise, not a strain that has been previously reported, showed up this morning here to the Hive about 10 a.m., had a workout. The trainers decided that his mobility was much better, and to our surprise, Derek Coleman is available to play, Bob.
Interesting, Lewis, because Paul Silas had said yesterday that while Coleman might suit up, he would not play until he practiced, which led us to believe that his earliest return to the lineup would be Game 5.
Yes, and, Paul Silas has been very, very careful and cautious with Derek Coleman, who's been in and out of the lineup and suffering from a lot of injuries. And, he's just beginning to play well, and Silas is trying to keep his confidence up and keep his teammates' confidence up in him as well.
George Karl celebrated his 50th birthday yesterday.
Yeah, it's been a big year for George Karl. He's got a lot of things to celebrate in that. The number of games that he's coached and how long he's been around, everything. He's really happy about being 50. And that brings us to you, Bob. You're next.
Well, it is middle age, provided we all live to be 100.
Well, you just passed over your next.
When the time comes, we'll acknowledge it, and not a moment sooner.
Well, the crowd is here, a little late arriving because they all had to go to church on Sunday today. We'll get more people in there as this game progresses, but Bob, this is going to be a noisy place.
The officials are Joe Crawford, Hugh Hollins, and Bob Delaney. Here's David Wesley. Eldon Campbell, a former Laker. The little jump hook isn't there. Touched last by Milwaukee, and Charlotte will keep it.
What to watch for, Bob, the tempo of the ball game. Milwaukee wants it quick. They want quick shooting, and they'd like to induce Charlotte to be a quick shooting outside team. Charlotte's got to have some patience, try to get the ball inside when they have to set up in the open court or drive it.
Like that, Campbell off the glass. As you see, all of the Hornets wearing the white headbands. That's their good luck charm down the stretch of the regular season and into the playoffs. White at home, black on the road, and much of the crowd also is sporting those headbands.
They left a couple over here, but I knew you would not put yours on. Sam Cassell, right out of the box, is ready to go.
We appreciate the gift, but objectivity is the name of the game. Mashburn surrounded and fouled. Cassell on the foul moments after this basket by Sammy.
When Sam Cassell comes out of the box and he's making shots, he really becomes a problem for the defense, and Baron Davis is going to have to try to get to him, knock down some of his confidence, because he not only has a green light, but he understands it's his responsibility to score, to keep pressure on the defense.
He's picking up where he left off in Game 3. Mashburn swishes his first attempt.
Well, the fadeaway, and just in case there are a few non-believers,
Cassell with many entries on the stat line in the first minute or so. A basket, a foul, and now a turnover.
Well, in all of that, there'll be a running conversation and dialogue with Sam, the officials, the players, the fans. So this is a guy that has to be into the game in order to get the best out of himself.
Campbell out of the double team to Mashburn, and now Wesley for 3. Ray Allen to the left hand. Here's Mashburn pulling up. He's 1 for 2, and Allen takes the rebound. Robinson. The big dog misses the 3. Scott Williams on the offensive glass. Rebound chase to the side. And Milwaukee comes away with it. Make it Charlotte. Wesley.
Now that is what Milwaukee wants to see. They don't want to see P.J. Brown get the follow-up, but they do want that quick shot from David Wesley and any of the other Charlotte Hornets.
The follow-up by Brown makes it 9-2 Hornets, and the crowd is in the game early.
Now this is what they did in the second half. Ran two people at Ray Allen. He's got to find the open guy. Scott Williams is much improved as an open perimeter player. Knocked down his first shot.
At age 33 in his 11th season, the former Chicago Bull probably playing the best ball of his career.
You know, he surprised everybody last year with the ability to make that shot, and nobody believes him. So they continue to leave him open. He continues to make it. But the game plan is to quick shoot. And if you're Milwaukee, make them miss that shot and get the rebound. And when they don't, that's when they pay. And that's what hurt them big time in the second half of the ball game in game 3.
Mashburn driving on Ham, who got a piece of it. The officials confer. And it will remain Charlotte ball.
Darvin Ham doing a good job of staying with the quick and powerful Mashburn. Gets right on top of that one. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and they inbound the ball.
Wesley, the release, and a whistle as he did so. An offensive foul on Eldon Campbell.
Campbell picks up a lot of cheap fouls like that. Setting screens, being in the wrong place, and then trying to make blocks. So they've got to make sure they keep Campbell out of foul problems. On the post, Ray Allen.
Spinning on Wesley. Lost it, but into the hands of Williams. Here's Cassell. P.J. Brown with the rebound. Eldon Campbell with the baseline jumper. P.J. Brown on the offensive glass again. He's been a demon on the boards of late.
That's a tough matchup for Glenn Robinson, and he's got to do a better job, and they get a foul as P.J. Brown spins one in.
A chance for the three-point play. And P.J. Brown now has 5 rebounds already.
Now, P.J. Brown has always been a very good defender and a very good rebounder. Not expected to give a lot of offense, but here in Charlotte, he's done a much better job. And the crowd and the emotion's very high. And I'm sure George Karl is looking at his guys. He's telling them, okay, we just got to play through this, settle down, and play our game.
Charlotte beat the Bucks 3 of 4 during the regular season. Dropped the first 2 of this series in Milwaukee. Won game 3 on this floor on Thursday. Robinson's jumper. And a whistle from Bob Delaney.
Double technical. Eldon Campbell, Scott Williams.
Eldon Campbell, Scott Williams.
The basket by Robinson had cut Milwaukee's deficit to 12-6.
And during these playoffs, Bob, we have seen a lot of double technicals early in the ball game. The officials trying to get control of it, don't want to let things get out of hand. And we know the emotions of the games and the importance of this one. The Hornets and Eldon Campbell, they're going to be lit up, and they're going to be trying to be very aggressive.
Ray Allen through traffic. Robinson the follow. Robinson's second field goal. He has half of the Bucks' 8 points. An explosive drive to the hoop by Baron Davis. And a technical foul.
Haunting.
Little trash talking. Too much of a display of exuberance. And Paul Silas saying to the second-year man from UCLA who played only 2 seasons of college ball, I like this part, I just don't like the second part.
Well, he's explosive and powerful, and you know, it's hard sometimes for young players not to, really let go. And Baron Davis surprised everybody. He's a powerful guard, and he gets up with a lot of quickness and elevation, threw that one down, and everybody's not happy about the technical call.
He can be an electrifying player, as you saw. Robinson hit the tee to make it 14-9.
Right now, the job of Cassell and the Bucks, stay close, stay in the game, keep making shots.
Cassell, the point guard with the scorer's mentality, misses that one.
When they set up in the half court, watch to see how quickly they move the ball, move themselves, or do they get a lot of dribbling and have to fight the shot clock.
The jumper by Davis
is not great from the outside. They want to give him that shot.
But look who was on the glass. P.J. Brown with his 6th rebound, but he misses the jumper. Back comes Cassell. Almost threw it away. Scott Williams out high. The Hornets are happy to have him shoot that, but there's a foul on the play.
Going to be a cheap foul against Baron Davis as he just nudged him down below. So George Karl, standing and being a calmer George Karl than he's ever been, knows that his team can be very explosive and shoot their way back in.
And you can log on to NBA.com after each playoff game for live coverage of the post-game press conferences and send in your questions to the NBA commentators, including Milwaukee's Lindsey Hunter, all at NBA.com. Williams comes up empty.
Now what Paul Silas likes to see between Baron Davis, Jamal Mashburn, sometimes random pick and roll, but he wants the ball in those two players' hands. Mashburn gets a foul against Darvin Ham.
That's number 1 on Ham. The crowd here for Game 3 was just over 17,000. They averaged 23,000 plus for every game for a decade here in Charlotte and led the NBA in attendance 8 times. They've had issues with the quest for a new arena, and interest fell off for a while. There's a June 5th referendum on whether or not they'll get the public funding necessary to buy the new facility they want. They talked about a possible move to Memphis. Their bid for relocation, which had been filed, was subsequently withdrawn. They say their intention is to stay here. Very often, the vote on that sort of referendum for a new stadium or a new arena is influenced by how well the team has done immediately leading up to it. A late burst by a team in a number of sports has pulled it through. It happened in Seattle with baseball. It could happen here in Charlotte with basketball.
Well, that's their hope. And, you know, with them going deep into the playoffs, maybe right up until that vote, everyone can change their mind.
The basket by Williams makes it 16-11. Hornets by 5.
Well, you know, the good thing for Milwaukee is they're within 5, and they have not got all of their weapons involved in the game. What they've got to do is stop this.
Campbell scoops up the loose ball and slams it. Here's Cassell.
Oh, they're going to take this one away.
Yes, they will. Offensive foul.
Well, the problem is loose balls and offensive rebounds. And when you have big people that can play over the top, bad things happen for you. And that's what George Karl is going to have to correct when they come back after this break.
In traffic to Kerr, 15-footer.
I'm going to see about a credit card.
Oh, but honey.
Rejected?
You have no future!
But I just got a great job!
Run, little man! Run!
What kind of bank is this?
Take that! Honey, I already got us a Capital One card.
33 million people have chosen Capital One to help build their financial future.
What's in your wallet?
The all-new 2002 Ford Explorer. Smoother, roomier, and more powerful. Even nature is singing its praises.
Okay, who are you?
The milkman?
Do you have a sidekick?
No.
A nemesis?
A what?
A bad guy?
I'm a people person.
Have you been fighting crime long?
I don't fight crime.
What do you fight?
Osteoporosis. A never-ending supply of milk. And chocolate milk.
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
Are you ready to experience the ultimate internet? Introducing Net Zero Platinum. Now you can have unlimited internet access to anywhere on the web with no persistent banner ads, even faster page loads, 24-hour customer support, and it's only $9.95, and that's less than half the cost of AOL. So now what are you waiting for? Net Zero Platinum, the ultimate internet. Call 1-800-DEFENDER or visit netzero.net.
Take a look at how the Bucks' big three have fared in this series so far against Charlotte in comparison to their season numbers.
They dropped off dramatically. The only guy that's going up is Ray Allen, and the intent is to keep Ray Allen out of the ball game and out of great starts. So the chore for George Karl is to get his big three on track. Sam Cassell spent most of that time talking to the officials and telling them, this is the playoffs. You got to let me lean in and give me the free throw. But they took that opportunity away from Cassell.
Jamal Mashburn with the turnaround, his specialty.
Now this is when the Milwaukee Bucks are beatable, when they walk the ball up the floor, when they have to come up and start executing in the half court.
On the turnover, it winds up in P.J. Brown's hands. Mashburn to the front court. Baron Davis for three.
That is what Baron Davis doesn't do well. Even though he made threes against the Miami Heat, his strength is taking the ball to the rim, steal, Mashburn on the break.
Another Milwaukee turnover, and the Hornets have them doubled up at 22-11.
Well, this is the first time that the Hornets have been ahead early in the ball game and keeping the heat on. Cassell to the rim.
Mashburn to the floor to recover it. Cassell is now 1 for 4. Allen is 0 for 3 in this first quarter. Mashburn for 3. Scott Williams winning the battle for the rebound.
Now, during that break, Jason Caffey slipped out on the floor. Darvin Ham went down. Caffey can give him some inside scoring, but they're not looking for that from him. They want the board with another turnover.
Here comes Baron Davis. Mashburn goes to the floor. Spinning out of there with it is McGlure. He can't hit, but P.J. Brown can on the follow. P.J. Brown all over the glass at both ends of the floor. He has 7 points and 7 rebounds.
It's important to keep Jamal Mashburn under control, but you're seeing they're letting him have free reign, and he's got the fadeaway working. Now, you got to be lucky sometimes in order for things to go your way. Mashburn goes down, but the ball pops right into McGlure's hands, and after that miss, there's P.J. Brown on the glass.
The next territory in security. Introducing the all-new Ford Explorer. No boundaries.
What happens to most beer right after it's packaged? It gets heated, often up to 140 degrees, but not at Coors. Our beers are filtered cold, packaged cold, and shipped cold. All beers are not alike. That's no boast, just a cold fact.
Can Andre Agassi recapture his red clay magic of 2 years ago? Will the Williams sisters be the toast of Paris? The French Open. Coverage begins June 2nd on NBC.
Both Eastern Series stand at 2-1. Philly at Toronto coming up next on NBC. Yesterday in Dallas, the Mavericks avoided the sweep. Sacramento will try to do the same in Game 3 of our tripleheader as they play at home against the Lakers later today on NBC.
George Karl making another substitution. Lindsey Hunter, who's a very good defender, in for Sam Cassell. And I'm sure he wants Sam Cassell to just calm down. Irvin Johnson in as well. And he comes in with his first two.
Still Charlotte by 11.
Well, the Bucks know that they're explosive and they can get back in any game. And what they want to do is now do a better job in the hustle area. And they haven't done it, and that's hurt them. P.J. Brown, another rebound.
That's 8 for him. McGlure inside from Davis, and Jamal McGlure was fouled. I am fairly certain, I haven't checked this, but I'm fairly certain that the Hornets are the first team in NBA history to have 2 guys from Kentucky named Jamal. There is Mashburn, and at the line is the rookie McGlure, who was never a big scorer, but he has shot blocking and defensive skills.
What he has, though, Bob, is size, and that really helps him. So when they lose Eldon Campbell, they don't lose that size and presence in the middle, particularly in the rebounding and the shot blocking area. Anything they get from him offensively is a bonus, and they get nothing from those free throws.
But he does have the rebound.
I'm sure George Karl is saying, didn't I just put you guys in the game to get some boards? Turnover.
Milwaukee doing itself no favors in this first quarter. 2:51 remaining. They trail 24-13.
Now, normally the rotation is to get Tim Thomas in the ball game. And, you know, he's usually their first guy in, but they're having so many problems in the hustle area right now. They got to get some other guys to clean up. Davis, tough shot.
Dramatic move, but he couldn't finish. Lindsey Hunter, the former Piston, with the lead pass that's then batted out of bounds. Jason Caffey was trying to bat it to Glenn Robinson, and it didn't work.
Good idea, but no volleyball skills for Jason Caffey.
6 Milwaukee turnovers now to Charlotte's 1. And Charlotte has 9 points off those turnovers.
Now Milwaukee's task right now is to make the Charlotte Hornets more perimeter oriented and then give them one shot, come out of there quickly, and start getting the tempo of the game back in their favor.
Jason Caffey into the paint. Now it's Ray Allen, poked away from behind, and a foul. It'll be on Wesley, his first.
Every one of the Milwaukee Bucks seems a bit out of control, out of sync, trying to do too many things too quickly. They need to slow down. And the only way they're going to get back in the game is one opportunity at a time. So no matter what play they make, they're not going to explode and change the tempo of this game here early.
Paul Silas with another move. Wesley out. Eddie Robinson in.
Eddie Robinson is a tremendous athlete. Hasn't been untracked in this series like he was against the Miami Heat.
Lindsey Hunter misses the jumper. Baron Davis pounds it back the other way. Here's McGlure on the break.
And Paul Silas is saying, hey, leave the ball alone. Don't celebrate. Just get to the other end of the floor. And a scowl from Silas, the big bear. That celebration, Bob, results in the delay of game.
Robinson leans in, misses the jumper, gets his own rebound, misses the dunk.
So the big dog went for his favorite perimeter shot, knew it was short, came back and tried to go for the throwdown, but hit the back iron and then chasing it the other way. And this is what 7-footers do, Bob. Look at the extension.
McGlure is listed actually at 6'10", but he doesn't turn 23 for a few days, so maybe he's still growing.
Oh, he's bigger than 6'10". Like a colleague of ours that thinks that if you're called a 7-footer, there's something wrong with you. So Bill Walton, his entire career, has been 6'11".
P.J. Brown's shot spills off. Allen to Caffey on the run. And McGlure fouled him from behind, and that was needless.
Yeah, that's the kind of play that'll get you snapped. Paul Silas walking the other way and biting his lip. But one, you get beat back. You don't compound it by running into the guy, giving him a chance for a three-point play. And sure enough, here comes Elvin Campbell.
So the rookie McGlure with a short stint, and Campbell back in.
Now, if I'm McGlure, I'd run with my head down. I don't even see the coach. Don't stop. Just keep on going. But he got grabbed. He got caught.
Paul Silas, who played with NBA championship teams in Boston in '74 and '76 and in Seattle in '79. A few words for the rookie before he takes his seat.
Well, Paul Silas understands how quickly things can change, and particularly against a very good offensive team. Eddie Robinson.
Robinson, who led Division II in scoring his final year at Central Oklahoma with a sweet jumper to make it 28-16.
Now, Robinson's job is to keep Ray Allen from getting in this ball game. They double up on Allen.
Here's Thomas slashing to the basket and getting the roll. First basket for Tim Thomas.
In this series, the problem for Tim Thomas has been fouls, and he's had to deal with the multi-talented Jamal Bashburn, who will hold the ball for the final shot of the quarter.
Meaning that it's likely that Ray Allen will end the quarter blanked. He hasn't scored. He's 0 for 4. Mashburn off balance. And there's the horn. Hornets by 10 after 1.
The all-new 2002 Ford Explorer. Smoother, roomier, and more powerful. Even nature is singing its praises.
$1 billion. That's how much Oracle saved in 1 year using its own e-business software. How much will you save? Oracle. Software powers the internet.
Let's do it.
These guys don't look so tough.
Heads up.
I got your back. On your left.
Go, go, go.
I'm hot, baby.
Time to go for a spin.
Gatorade. Bring your game to life.
I'll take the big guy.
Which big guy?
Senseless garage door destruction. A problem no more thanks to the twice-as-fast accelerator. Only from Genie.
beauty. The world of Ralph Lauren. A new way to shop, just a click away. Polo.com.
Back in Charlotte, let's check with Lewis Johnson.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Well, the Hornets organization management decided to do something special for Mother's Day. They offered every player an opportunity to fly their mom here to the game for Mother's Day. And so here they are with all of their roses, front row seats here in the court to enjoy this game. And let me talk to Helen Mashburn here, who is Jamal Mashburn's mom. First of all, where did you come in from?
New Jersey.
You're from New Jersey. How special is it on a Mother's Day to sit here and watch your son play in this NBA game?
So a lot special, very special.
Now, I imagine he has some plans for you this afternoon. What will you all do after the game is over?
I really don't know.
Oh, I bet he's got something, maybe dinner, flowers, something like that.
Yeah, probably do.
All right, well, listen, happy Mother's Day to you and all these wonderful ladies enjoying the game. Bob?
Thank you, Lewis. Tough interview. Mrs. Mashburn providing precious little information. She could be somebody's press secretary. Nothing leaking out from her.
They're going to get a foul against Ray Allen, who finally got a strike, got that 3 on the board, but runs right into the back of Eddie Robinson.
First team foul in Milwaukee.
But look at this, Bob.
Yeah.
All of the noise that had been made by the Charlotte Hornets, they're still not shooting the ball very well. 38% for the quarter to 42. They're ahead by 7, and they know that they're playing a very dangerous opponent, so they got to improve in making shots. Mashburn sits on the clock.
2 seconds to shoot, and Mashburn gives his mom something to cheer about. He's in double figures with 10. Lindsey Hunter for 3.
Now remember yesterday when George Karl told us, you know, what I've got to get my team to understand is when it's a good shot and when it's a bad shot. And sometimes a quick 3 is good and sometimes it's bad. Another 3, Tim Thomas. So they need to get a little bit better shot to open up that 3-point opportunity.
The shots were bad, and so was the rebound over the back for the foul.
Well, Mashburn has the fade going, and, you know, if you're Tim Thomas, you still want him to take that shot. Chances are that shot's going to start to fall off for Mashburn, and then they've got to get back and control the glass.
Foul on Jason Caffey was his second. Mashburn fakes the 3, gives it up to Wesley. The rebound to Campbell, and a foul. Well, as we mentioned in Game 3, the Hornets had a 22 rebound edge, and they've continued that advantage on the glass, both offensive and defensive, here in Game 4.
Campbell shoots 2.
Campbell hits the first of 2. Here's what's coming up next. The triple header continues with Game 4, Philadelphia and Toronto. Iverson with 54. Carter comes back with 50. And although Sacramento had a great year, they appear overmatched. They just cannot cope with Shaq in the middle, and they're down 0-3.
Yeah, and plus corralling Kobe Bryant. But we have seen 2 spectacular performances from the young stars of Philadelphia and Toronto. So who will get 50 today?
Unlikely that Jason Caffey will, but that basket makes it 32-23. Eldon Campbell back out to Wesley. Gets by Hunter and fouled as he makes his move.
Maybe these players have all gotten a little bit out of sync, an early ball game, but they're not moving their feet. They're not reacting. The Milwaukee Bucks, and it's getting them in trouble. As Lindsey Hunter picks up a foul, David Wesley will go to the line. Remember yesterday in watching the Dallas-San Antonio game and in the interview with Derek Anderson, what he said about his team when they were down 17. We got to get a wake-up call. We just got to get in the game. They eventually, in the third quarter, got back in it, made it a tight tussle all the way.
1 of 2 for Wesley, and a 10-point Charlotte lead. Ray Allen wheels into the paint and can't get the roll. Recovers the loose ball and guns a 3 that's short. And finally, Mashburn comes up with it. Wesley pulls up. Just inside the line, it's short. Thomas flings it out to Caffey, who's got an easy one.
And that is what Milwaukee wants to see. David Wesley, come down, take a quick shot. Your team is spread out. They can't get in for the rebound. They come out with a break for Caffey.
Here's what Milwaukee doesn't want to see. In addition to the foul there on Hunter, although Ray Allen does have 6 assists, George Karl has watched him shoot just 1 for 7. And they held him to 7 for 18 overall and just 6 points in the second half of Game 3.
If you're any of the big three, you've got to know that you've got to continue to shoot the ball and put offensive pressure on the defense of the Charlotte Hornets. These guys are too good to stay stone cold the entire ball game. Now the numbers for David Wesley in the Miami Heat series and this one almost identical, doing a better job of getting other people involved. His percentage has dropped off, but look at that three-point percent, 14%. That would be telling him, don't shoot another shot.
And yet, sometimes the evidence is not persuasive. When you have a belief in yourself. He began the year as their point guard. They switched him to the 2 when Baron Davis became the starter at the point, and he misses them both.
You know, one more miss and you'll be challenging him in free throws. You'll be bringing back your famous free throw contest.
Tim Thomas. Contact, and the foul goes against Charlotte.
Otisthorpe trying to get in and get in position out in front, still moving, didn't quite get there, and the foul goes against him. Tim Thomas will go to the line.
Otisthorpe at age 38 in his 17th year in the NBA. For a long time, he was a fixture in Houston. Made the All-Star team with them once. Was there for 7 seasons. He's been with 7 teams since he was part of that Clyde Drexler trade in '95.
Well, Otisthorpe is a very physical player and has always had a very strong opinion, and sometimes some of the coaches he's played for recently can't deal with Otisthorpe.
Caffey doing a good job in this stint of playing time for him. Here's his jumper from the baseline, and Jason Caffey is helping to keep Milwaukee in this game. He scored 9.
Well, they need a hustle guy, and you know, Caffey's doing that. 5-point game.
And Campbell backing in, beats the clock with the hook, but can't hit it. And a whistle from Joe Crawford on the rebound. It goes against the Hornets. Their lead has been trimmed to 5. The foul was on Robinson, his first.
Sixers, Raptors, then Lakers, Kings. The playoffs continue. Next.
Jailbreak!
Hello, OnStar.
Well, my Montana's been stolen.
The rugged Montana with OnStar, so we can track your vehicle if it's stolen.
Thought you boys would never get here. Thank you, OnStar.
Never seen a minivan do that before.
Maybe it's not really a minivan.
Track down a rugged Montana. Get 0.9% APR financing with 42.23 average finance savings. Other restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Come on, let's see what's going on with the millionaire game at McDonald's. Whoa, I'll tell you what, winning. It's like a winners only zone here. If there was a maximum capacity on winners, this place would be over the limit. If you wanted to start a new country called Winneronia, you'd come here. If today was National Go to a Place with Lots of Winners Day, you get what I'm saying.
Play the millionaire game at McDonald's. Pick the correct answer and you win every time. You still have a chance to win cash on every card.
Winning. It's a McDonald's millionaire thing.
My friends used to be all over my back about drinking Coors Light. Said that it interfered with their game when it came to the ladies.
Hey, good looking. What's your sign? Pisces.
My friends are a couple of busters. Look, I've been down with the real for as long as I can remember, and that's Coors Light. And I still have all the game I need. Ain't nothing changed.
Coors Light.
Hey, Dad, what's that?
That's a pink flamingo.
What's that?
frog.
What's that?
That, son, is a Chevy Monte Carlo.
If you want to see 700 horses under a hood, spend a day by the lake on the famous Daytona infield, but bring your Visa card, because you won't get in with American Express.
Isn't nature great?
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the rugged new Montana from Pontiac. Life is more exciting in Montana. By McDonald's, we love to see you smile. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher, it's in the NBA. Is it in you? 2/3 of Milwaukee's big three on the bench at the moment. And they've shot a combined 4 for 16 with Sam Cassell. The rest of the team 8 for 12 for 18 points. Jason Caffey 9 points in 9 minutes. Chipping in with 3 offensive rebounds to keep it close. But now Milwaukee turns it over. Here's Robinson. And now Wesley.
What's important here for the Charlotte Hornets is to come up with a way to score the ball with Jamal Mashburn on the bench. Davis goes on his own.
Pumping the lead back up to 7.
Let's see if Sam Cassell, who had a chance to sit down, get himself under control. A quick 3 from Lindsey Hunter.
And a long 3 at that.
The best thing about this team is that George Karl allows that green light to stay on.
Robinson, they may take it away. They do. Robinson's shot was still bouncing on the rim when Campbell tried to follow. Offensive interference, and the basket is taken away.
Well, the high-flying Eddie Robinson put it up there nice and soft, and the temptation too great for Eldon Campbell. Gets it while it's still above the cylinder.
Technically, that counts as a turnover on the stat sheet. Just the second turnover of the game for the Hornets.
Thomas against a smaller Baron Davis, and that means the defense is going to be reacting. The big dog.
Way off. But following is Johnson, and he's fouled.
When defenses have to rotate, that's usually when you're going to find a chance to get an offensive rebound. Robinson on the drive, and after the miss, there is Irvin Johnson, and he picked up a foul against Eldon Campbell.
Irvin Johnson, in his 8th year in the NBA, out of New Orleans at age 33. Has a couple of shots coming. The Hornets by 7 with 6:53 to play in the first half.
Every point they get from Irvin Johnson is a bonus for George Karl. He's gotten better at making free throws. Eddie Robinson out of the ball game. Jamal Mashburn in.
Johnson has chipped in, as you see, with 6 rebounds off the bench.
Now, the first half in both of these ball games, and I should say in all 3 ball games, it basically belongs to the Milwaukee Bucks. Charlotte turned it around in game 3 and was able to get a tie at the break. They've won the 3rd quarter in all of the ball games, so they feel that the 3rd quarter is their game, and they want to take a lead into halftime.
Baron Davis overshoots the 3. Robinson rebounds. Cassell lost it. Wesley to Davis. It would have counted had it dropped. He'll come to the line for 2.
You know, Sam Cassell will always be involved in a lot of extracurricular things. A little hold and grab on David Wesley, but did not get called for the foul. You see the forced turnover against Sam Cassell and Davis and Wesley out in the break. That really where they beat the Miami Heat down.
Back to Cassell for a minute. As Lewis Johnson mentioned before the game started, He took a shot to the sternum unintentionally from Jamal Mashburn in Game 2. Considerable discomfort in the chest and rib cage area. He says if this were a regular season game, he would not be playing. But in the playoffs, obviously he's out there.
Now, Sam Cassell, who experienced something that very few players do, is Robinson scored inside 2 championships in his first 2 years. He was right at the height of a player's career, and he thought, now, this is easy. If this is what they've been talking about, and he has not been back since then, and so if he gets another chance, you know, you're going to have a tough time keeping Sam Cassell out of the lineup. Foul Lindsey Hunter.
Which comes with 5:54 to play in the second quarter, and Charlotte's lead down to 5.
Engineer Tom Sutter is a student of tranquility. For the all-new GMC Envoy, he and his team used hydroform technology to absorb vibrations for a surprisingly comfortable ride. They also gave Envoy a 270-horsepower best-in-class engine. They want you to feel relaxed, not fall asleep. Introducing the all-new GMC Envoy.
Go to Louisiana, see my Louisiana, sing Polly Doodle all day. Oh, a grasshopper sitting on a railroad track, sing Polly Doodle all day. Picking his teeth with a carpet tack, sing Polly Doodle all day. Betty Will, my fairy fay. For go to Louisiana, see my Louisiana, sing Polly Doodle all day.
Now, Sprite.com makes it easier to buy just about anything you want. Under every cap is a free Sprite or Rocket Cash. Online money you can use through Sprite.com. Drink Sprite, get Rocket Cash. Buy what you want.
You started saving for your kids' college education before they were born. Your wife still thinks of you as her knight in shining armor. And the neighbors know your door is always open. So it comes as no surprise that you choose auto parts that meet the highest standards in the industry. AC Delco. When the right way is the only way. Visit a location that features AC Delco automotive parts.
The summer is coming, and so is WNBA action. The competition is hotter than ever as the world's greatest women basketball players get ready for the 5th exciting WNBA season. And the WNBA wants you to join them. Are you with me? Join with thousands of passionate fans to cheer your favorite team on to the WNBA crown. Get your WNBA tickets now. Tickets start at $8, so log on to WNBA.com or call 1-877-WNBA-TICKS.
Win a trip to Hollywood for a private screening of Tomb Raider. Watch the NBA on NBC. Starting May 25th, you'll see previews of Tomb Raider. Then, log on to NBA.com. Answer questions about the preview for your chance to win.
Can you save the universe? Absolutely.
And don't miss Tomb Raider in theaters June 15th.
The Charlotte Hornets, Steve, have been perhaps the streakiest team in the league. They'll have streaks of winning 13 of 17, turn around, lose 9 out of 11. That's the way the whole season has gone for them. This week, it's season finale Thursday on NBC. It all begins with a special 1-hour Friends wedding at 8/7 Central. Then the season finales of Will and Grace and ER. That's Thursday on NBC.
Well, you know, with Paul Simonson, he has ridden this team through all of that roller coaster, challenged them at different times. He hopes he has them on the right roll right now, and they need this win this afternoon. They cannot go to Milwaukee down 3-1, so we'll see if they continue to make the hustle play. Steelio, David Wesley.
Gives it up to Mashburn, who lays it in.
So if you don't shoot the ball very well, then you better rebound it. You better force turnovers, and that's what they've done. Sam Cassell.
Nice move by Sam. Late in the regular season, Silas was disgusted with his team, calling them soft. They looked terrible down the stretch until they won their last 4 regular season games. Then they swept Miami, and all 3 wins were routs. Campbell hitting the turnaround. They had a 9-day layoff, and it's that old rest versus rust argument, but they did lose the first 2 games of this series in Milwaukee before winning Game 3 on their home floor.
Yeah, Jamal Mashburn said yesterday afternoon that he thought that the 9 days off was too much. Tim Thomas, nice follow. And so they're now back into a better rhythm. And so, you know, they know that they still have to win a game. All of that said, you know, Milwaukee did what they were supposed to do. Win 2 games at home, and now it's up to Charlotte to do the same.
Here's P.J. Brown trying to muscle in, but Robinson is out of there with the rebound. And another Milwaukee turnover. Hunter tumbling out of bounds and losing the ball right at the feet of George Karl, who was a happier man yesterday on birthday number 50 than he has been so far on Mother's Day in Charlotte.
Well, Sam Cassell really knows how to use his body, get to the rim, and took advantage of Baron Davis, and then a rare offensive rebound and a putback for Tim Thomas and the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Bucks with 10 turnovers to the Hornets 2.
What George Karl is doing, and he doesn't believe his team's a good double team as they force a turnover, is running at Jamal Mashburn.
Tim Thomas. It won't stay down for him. Wesley gives it up to McGlure. The rookie can't hit. Congestion underneath and a foul, and maybe a technical too. The Hornets wanted the technical on Tim Thomas, who slammed the ball down.
After he gets control of the ball, Tim Thomas, not happy, fires that one to the floor, but the officials weren't looking.
The Charlotte foul was on Davis, his second. Robinson pumps up a 3.
That is a shot that always makes them dangerous. 4-point game.
Robinson averaged 22 for the season, 16 and a half so far in the playoffs. Outplayed in round 1, even though they won against Orlando, by Tracy McGrady, who was just sensational.
Allen back out on the floor and challenging.
Tim Thomas
left out of bounds.
But Milwaukee is back to within 4, which is as close as they have been since very early in the first quarter.
At 6'9", Magic Johnson was the tallest point guard in league history, so it was easy for him to look over the heads of defenders and find his man. A guy like that could dish out a lot of assists, 10,141 to be exact.
Hey, nothing beats an original. Original Coors, brewed with Rocky Mountain water.
Original Coors, nothing beats a tall one.
Why is all that lettuce sitting there rotting?
Wrong grade.
So what do you do?
Call and fax our buyers, billing, the distributor. They call and fax each other, get back to me maybe tomorrow.
You know, we have rooms full of computers to solve that kind of problem.
Be nice if I had a way to use them here.
Compact wireless access solutions. We're putting the power of your IT infrastructure in the hands of your people.
Since people spend so much time in their SUVs, engineer Steve Karpowicz filled the all-new GMC Envoy with all the comforts of home, like climate controls with 25 degrees of separation, digital Bose audio, and available hands-free calling from OnStar. So whether you're enjoying a drive or just enjoying your driveway, Steve says there's no place like Envoy. Introducing the all-new GMC Envoy.
We shot in New York after the Bucks and Hornets will Sydney to Toronto for the Sixers against the Raptors. And coming up on Net Zero at the half, we'll hear from the 2 superstars that are involved in this shootout, Allen Iverson and Vince Carter. We'll also talk live with Raptors center Antonio Davis, and we'll look at the first half between the Bucks and the Hornets with Kevin and PJ.
Milwaukee clawing their way back into the game, but so far, Paul Silas brand the basketball, pounding the paint, controlling the boards, forcing turnovers.
All right, now back to Bob and Snapper.
Couldn't be any more even between Carter and Iverson. The answer with 54 in Game 2. Carter comes out, hits 8 straight threes in the first half of Game 3, winds up with 50.
You know, and the fans in Toronto have now come up with their own little thing for Vince Carter.
Which is?
The solution.
He was that in Game 3. And for all those numbers involving Iverson and Carter, the numbers that matter most, 2 games to 1 for Toronto at this point. Here is Mashburn in traffic, missing the reverse.
Milwaukee on the fly, and this is when they're very dangerous.
And they are within 2 after the basket by Williams.
Now, what has happened is the Hornets have come into the weakest part of their game. Walking the ball up the floor, but being forced to shoot a lot of jump shots. And now they've got to regain some easy opportunities, and they got to get back to pounding the board. Turnover. Oh, they get David Wesley against Sam Cassell, and Cassell gets called for the foul. Oh, Ray Allen. As he's coming across, someone hits him in the head.
It looked to me like that was Tim Thomas with the swipe.
But Ray Allen is saying, you know, there's no way I got him. And it looks from the pictures that Ray Allen did not touch him at all.
Officially, the foul is charged to Allen, his second.
Get out of there! Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're a player that's out on the floor and you're saying, man, look, there's the guy that hit him, Tim Thomas. He came right across the face, a late reaction from David Wesley, but look at Ray Allen, hand up. If you're going to call him anything, let's call him pushing in the back.
As Milwaukee has gotten back into this game, a big factor has been the rebound line. In this second quarter, they've out-rebounded Charlotte 13-4. Reversing the trend of Game 3 and the first quarter of Game 4.
Robinson, nothing on that one. But
way off, and Campbell has it. Inside 2 minutes to play in the first half. Charlotte by 4. Mashburn collides with Williams, and they get him for the offensive foul.
If you've seen Jamal Mashburn play enough, and Scott Williams has, he knows Mashburn's going to come down, fake right, and come back left on the crossover right there. Catches it right in the middle of the chest. Turnover, and not the best time for the Hornets to cough up the ball.
Neither team has shot the ball especially well. Clock ticking down toward 1.5 minutes in the half. Here's Sam Cassell, 6 on the 24. His pass squirts through Robinson's hands, and Milwaukee turns it over.
That has really been the pressure relief valve for the Charlotte Hornets here in the first half of play. And Milwaukee trying to make the extra pass. People just not ready. Dribbling the ball out of bounds, stepping out of bounds. They've had unforced turnovers. Mashburn inside gets a foul against Glenn Robinson.
In fact, that last turnover made it a dozen in the first half for Milwaukee against only 4 for the Hornets. The Bucks had not made the playoffs prior to George Karl's arrival for 7 consecutive seasons. They've made it the last 3 years under Karl, and they have a shot at making it to the finals. The East is up for grabs.
Now, George Karl talked about their goals for the season, and, you know, they've surpassed them. They won the division. They've advanced in the playoffs, and he feels that anything can happen in the East, and Mashburn gets 2.
Ray Allen. Nice pass inside, but the basket won't count. There's a foul before the pass was delivered. It's on David Wesley, his second. And it will bring Ray Allen to the free throw line. Allen was saying before this series, you know, we'd like a little network exposure. It's been forever since the last time the Bucks were seen anywhere but local TV in Milwaukee and maybe on cable. He got more exposure on the big screen, and Spike Lee's He Got Game that he'd had on the little screen until recently. But it's coming his way with the Bucks going deeper into the playoffs. And playoff action continues tomorrow night. Game 5 between the Spurs and the Mavericks. Coverage begins 8 Eastern on TNT.
But Ray Allen has struggled in this ball game so far in terms of giving his team the offensive punch that he's given so far in all of the playoffs. Just 5 points for Ray Allen.
A 22-point scorer during the season.
Illegal defense.
something we will not see a year from now. Under the new rules that will be in effect for the 2001-2002 season.
Well, you know, everybody keeps saying that they think that they're going to see a lot of zone defenses, but I'm kind of like with George Karl, where he says, you know, next year we'll probably play a lot of man-to-man. Every now and then I like to throw in a different wrinkle. Nice save, Baron Davis, but they can't control it.
Glenn Robinson. Goaltending. Campbell plucked it off the rim and score the basket for Robinson.
Two today, one he took away from his own team and one he gives to the Milwaukee Bucks. This one goes up, it's dancing around, and they say it was above the cylinder. You get one more look and you'll see the ball come off. Bad call against the Hornets and Campbell. That one was off. But it's too late. They don't have what we have.
If the Bucks get a stop here, they've got a chance to go in tied or maybe take the lead with a 3.
8 seconds for the Hornets to get this one in the air.
And Baron Davis does. Inside 10 seconds. Cassell missed it. 2 seconds to push it up the floor. Davis from half court got some rim. Drew iron from midcourt. Moments earlier, he'd swished a 3 to make it a 5-point game at the half. So the score at halftime at the Hive. The Hornets 50 and the Bucks 45. We'll be joining Ahmad Rashad with net 0 at the half following these messages. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Engineer Tom Sutter is a student of tranquility. For the all-new GMC Envoy, he and his team used hydroform technology to absorb vibrations for a surprisingly comfortable ride. They also gave Envoy a 270-horsepower best-in-class engine. They want you to feel relaxed, not fall asleep. Introducing the all-new GMC Envoy.
Welcome to Net Zero. At the half, Net Zero defenders of the free world. Introducing Net Zero Platinum, the ultimate internet. Call 1-800-DEFENDER today.
Ahmad Rashad back in our New York studio with Kevin and PJ as we talk about the first half. And Milwaukee's big three, 33%, shooting 33%, but they're getting it done off the bench.
I think the big three came out pressing a little bit, especially Cassell and Ray Allen. They were trying to get them going aggressively. It didn't really work out. The bench, in order to win on the road, you need your bench guys to step up. Milwaukee's bench outscores Charlotte 18-4 and out-rebounds the bench 13-2.
Jason Caffey played really well. Strange game, though. Milwaukee's not shooting as many threes as they normally do. And surprisingly, in the second quarter, they out-rebound Charlotte 15-6.
All right. Third quarter is going to be the telltale sign for Milwaukee.
All right, after the Bucks and the Hornets will send you to Toronto for the Sixers and Raptors. Toronto leads the series 2-1, and Philadelphia will try to bounce back from a blowout loss in Game 3. Andrea Joyce spoke with the Sixers' Allen Iverson.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Allen, after the loss on Friday night, you said that you were frustrated because the team had been out-hustled. You guys have had some time to meet and to talk about it. How would you describe the team's emotional state right now heading into Game 4?
We good, you know. We understand what we got to do. You know, guy come out and score 50 points like that, you know, something should, you know, come out positive for those guys on that end. But, you know, we just got to, you know, outplay them. You know, it's important for us to outplay them. We don't worry about our shooting percentage or anything like that. We just know we got to outplay them defensively. And we feel like we play better defense than we did the last game, then we got a shot.
Well, you had also said that, and you know better than anyone, that when a player like Vince Carter gets in a zone like that, it's almost impossible to stop him. But what can you guys do to make it tougher for him and get the ball out of his hands?
Just, you said it all, just get the ball out of his hands, you know. Use some of the things that people use against me. Just try to get the ball out of his hands and make his teammates make some plays, and that's going to be important. You know, we feel like instead of just giving him 50 points, we let one of them other guys get 30 or 25 or something like that and try to win like that.
You and Vince together have created an incredible buzz in the playoffs. Obviously, the top priority is to win in advance, but when you look at the bigger picture, what has this been like for you to be part of this spectacle?
It's been special because, you know, you got so many people that don't know what they're talking about, saying the NBA is in trouble because of their young stars. Well, it's evident that the NBA is not in trouble. You know, we got guys like Vince, myself, Kobe and Shaq, you know, Chris Webber. I mean, it goes down the line. Garnett, everybody. You know, I think the NBA has a bright future, and we need, you know, series like this, you know, for it to keep going.
Well, it's been fun to watch. Good luck today. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you later. Back to you, Ahmad.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Allen mentioned some of the young stars around the league, and this is really their chance to prove themselves here in a playoff situation. And that's the point that you were making, Kevin, after the All-Star game, saying this is the most stars that you've seen in history at a young age coming up together.
I'm watching the All-Star game. All that talent, in the 80s and 90s, when you had the great players, the Jordans, the Magic Johnsons, the Birds, they didn't have that many All-Stars on the same court at the same time as you do now. These young players are developing, they're carrying their own. They think they're going to be the ones to take the torch into the future, and I think they're doing that. They're tired of everybody saying that we don't respect the game, that we don't work hard, that we don't deserve the dollars we're making. These guys are proving everybody wrong.
More great young players than ever, but the point is they're making their reputations right now. It's only the second round. Who are the, like, poor T-Max out of it, KG's out of it. You're not going to hear too much more about them the rest of the way. The ones who can make their team win, they're going to continue to get the exposure and build on their reputation.
And these are the kind of things that make rivalries exciting.
Playoffs.
That's right. Coming up next, we'll hear from the Raptors' Vince Carter and his teammate Antonio Davis, who's seeing some signs of friction among the Sixers. You're watching Net Zero at the half.
Are you ready to experience the ultimate internet? Introducing Net Zero Platinum. Now you can have unlimited internet access to anywhere on the web with no persistent banner ads. even faster page loads, 24-hour customer support, and it's only $9.95. And that's less than half the cost of AOL. So now what are you waiting for? NetZero Platinum, the ultimate internet. Call 1-800-DEFENDER or visit netzero.net.
I'm the cool cat who read all that. Every book from front to back. I even read the tiny type. I read each one from day to night. I read about that famous flight and was terrified by tales of fright. Every page I did indeed. I'm one cool cat who loves to read. It's not coincidental. Reading is fundamental.
Got a craving for a really great chocolate bar? There's only one answer. Creamy, crispy, Nestle Crunch. When you gotta have chocolate, it's crunch time. Try the Big Shack size for a lot more chocolate and a lot more crunch.
Perfect Drive is our best rewards program.
After just 4 rentals, our customers get everything from golf clubs to ski goggles.
Even spa treatments. What if we also throw in a personal trainer?
Hi, I'm Todd.
Hi.
Today we're gonna work glutes. Walnut?
Personal trainer seems a bit much.
Yeah.
The rewards program is perfect.
Yeah, people love free stuff.
It is halftime in Charlotte, where the Hornets lead the Bucks by 5. After this game, we'll send you to Toronto, where the Raptors will try to take a 3-1 lead on the Sixers. Vince Carter is coming off his brilliant effort in Game 3, and he spoke with Andrea Joyce.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Vince, you told me yesterday that your 50-point performance Friday night left you exhausted. Have you had enough time to recuperate?
Yeah, I have, and I'm just ready to play and ready to do it again.
You know that Philadelphia is going to come out and try and slow you down. What kinds of changes on defense are you expecting from them?
I really don't know. It's have to adjust. First quarter, probably faster double teams, or they just step their defense up probably.
You guys have this edge now. Do you sense at all that there's any relaxation on the team?
Not at all. We understand this is a great situation for us, but we can't be complacent, and we just have to come out there and attack like we're behind.
Special relationship with your mom. The first time you're playing on Mother's Day. How special is this time for you and for her?
I think it's special. I think we're going to enjoy it and probably have a good time with it.
All right, good luck today. Thanks so much. Back to you, Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Andrea. Vince has received plenty of help from his teammates in this series, especially Antonio Davis. He finished with 20 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocked shots in Game 3. And Davis was quoted as saying that even after they won Game 2, the Sixers were bickering over some of the plays that were being called. And he took that as a sign of weakness. Antonio joins us now from Toronto. Antonio, thanks for joining us. And do me a favor, will you explain that comment a little bit?
Well, first of all, I want to thank God for mothers and tell my mom a happy Mother's Day, and my wife and my grandmother and my mother-in-law. What I meant by that comment is when you're all on the floor, you have to try your best to just stay focused as a team. And I thought that they were kind of yelling at one another, and they really didn't have their rotations right on defense and some of the other things that they were saying. So I just kind of took it as a sign of weakness that they were falling apart. And so we had to just come out and attack them as best as possible.
Antonio, you're playing great. You've obviously stepped up your game for the playoffs. My question is, do you think the way Charles Oakley motivated Vince Carter publicly, is that the way to do it, or should you take somebody aside and tell him in the locker room in private that he needs to step up his game?
Well, I think you have to respect a guy for telling the truth and coming straight from the heart, as Charles Oakley has done all season. I think he's helped Vince tremendously in his growing process. So I think whatever you need to do to get a guy motivated is what's going to happen. Vince responded real well. I think that's really shown that he's matured as a player. And it doesn't matter how it's done as long as it gets done.
Hey, Tony, in restaurants or in gas stations around town, has Toronto's attitude toward the Raptors changed these past 2 years?
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of people say that they're really not basketball fans, but they've watched us over the last couple of weeks or so, and they're very proud of us, and hopefully they'll come out and see a couple of games. We're just trying to win fans over. You know, hockey season is over, so now is our chance to shine as a basketball team, and we're taking it to heart.
All right, Antonio, thank you very much for joining us. And don't spend too much time in the restaurants and gas stations. Good luck today,
I
man.
will. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, coming up, we'll send you back to Charlotte for the second half between the Bucks and the Hornets. Thanks for joining us on Net Zero at the half.
This has been Net Zero at the half. Net Zero, defenders of the free world. Introducing Net Zero Platinum, the ultimate internet. Visit www.netzero.net today.
Get ready for the Friends Wedding.
I'm getting married today!
It's the must-see marriage. Thursday on Friends Mazel Tov. Watch the big wedding. You won't believe who attends. Morgan Fairchild, wow, and that Gary Oldman lad. And there's Kathleen Turner. She plays Chandler's dad.
Hello, darlings.
Oi! So gather all your friends for the season finale. And there's one more huge surprise, but if I told you, they'd kill me. The Friends Wedding, NBC Thursday.
Hey, bro, what's up with the gas mileage on this truck?
Let's find out.
Wait a second, bro. Dude, you're Ricky Rudd. Man, you won tons of races on fuel mileage.
So?
So you're like trying to teach me a lesson.
I believe I'm schooling you.
Ford Ranger with 0-9 financing or up to $2,000 cash from your Northern Indiana Ford store.
Well, can we make a pit stop?
I guess not.
Pink slips, strikes, and layoffs. A week of NBC 33 special reports. What to do if you're out of work. NBC 33 News at 6 starting Monday. The time, the skill, the beauty. With so much invested, why would anyone have a tattoo removed? What seemed like a good idea yesterday may not seem so good today. When is the right time for saving your skin? It's an NBC 33 special report, only on NBC 33 11 at 10 Monday.
How long are your folks staying?
A few days.
This one looks different than ours.
That's because this one's a pillow top.
Man, this is comfortable.
No kidding. My folks will never want to leave.
Denver Mattress. We make them ourselves. We make them affordable. We make them comfortable. Maybe even too comfortable.
We'll hide it till they leave.
Think it'll fit in the closet?
Rest easier. We'll make it comfortable.
Dealing with Dealers, NBC 33 11 at 10 Tuesday.
With Jamal Mashburn scoring 14 in the first half, the Hornets led by as many as 13, and again they held Ray Allen in check. He had just 5 through the first 2 quarters. The Bucks got back to within 2, and in the closing moments of the half, a three-pointer by Baron Davis established a 50-45 Charlotte advantage. Back with quarter number 3 after this.
Come on, let's see what's going on with the millionaire game at McDonald's. Whoa, I'll tell you what, winning. It's like a winners only zone here. If there was a maximum capacity on winners, this place would be over the limit. If you wanted to start a new country called Winneronia, you'd come here. If today was national, go to a place with lots of winners day. You get what I'm saying.
Play the millionaire game at McDonald's. Pick the correct answer and you win every time. You still have a chance to win cash on every card.
Winning. It's a McDonald's millionaire thing.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
I think your creativity comes from within. I think everybody is born with creativity, but I believe it's the trust in yourself and the trust in your emotions to talk to yourself, so to speak, to become your own psychologist, to let your emotions out on a piece of paper, to not be afraid of anything, not be afraid of what people think, not be afraid of what people may say, to just be yourself. And I think that's something that's rare nowadays.
Excuse me, miss. Could you send that guy over there a Miller Lite?
Here you go. This is from the ladies in the bar.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Look at that guy over there. Excuse me, miss.
Sorry, Chief.
He's so cute. Okay, there's 2 of them. This is very good. Jackpot.
Looking for love? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Well, at least he's not married.
Monarchos won the Kentucky Derby in the second fastest time in history. Now his quest for the first Triple Crown in 23 years shifts to the Preakness. On a track that favors the frontrunner, will the trademark late charge of Monarchos come through again? The FISA Triple Crown continues with the Preakness next Saturday at 5 Eastern on NBC.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the game that's taken America by storm. Weakest Link, Monday at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
Lewis Johnson back in Charlotte as we prepare for the second half of this matchup, and the Milwaukee Bucks with 12 turnovers in the first half. I caught George Karl coming out of the locker room and asked him what was going on. He said really the Charlotte Hornets have been playing excellent defense. They've had good defensive hands, which have frustrated them and confused them, in particular in their passing. You notice that Ray Allen has just 5 points and Cassell just 4 points. And again, he said it's that frustration in their passing. They'll try to overcome that in the second half here, Bob.
All right, Lewis. Well, the Bucks outshot Charlotte in terms of shooting percentage. They out-rebounded them in the first half and got 14 more bench points. Yet they trailed by 5 because of those 12 turnovers Lewis cited. Those 12 turnovers have led to 17 Charlotte points. The Hornets had just 4 turnovers in the first half, and the Bucks got just 2 points out of those 4 mistakes. Well, here's Ray Allen for a 3 to start the third quarter, but can't get on track. Irvin Johnson starts the second half, gets the rebound. Cassell tries a 3. Allen rebounds that and scores.
And whoever said that the Milwaukee Bucks were not a very good rebounding team obviously hasn't seen that they've got a lot of people that chip in and get loose balls, get rebounds. Now, the story on the goaltending. Bob Delaney told Eldon Campbell he blew the call. And pointed to his head and said, I just missed it, but it cannot come down to a 2-point game because they will be crying about that. P.J. Brown starting the third like he did the first offensive rebound, but he couldn't put it back in.
Ashburn missed from long distance. Brown misfired from short distance. Here's Tim Thomas. George Karl is starting the second half with a couple of changes off his starting lineup. He's got Tim Thomas and Irvin Johnson, who normally come off the bench, starting this third quarter.
But he's got 4 offensive players out there with Irvin Johnson, figuring that they have a great chance to crack this game over. And Paul Silas wants to take a 20-second timeout to get his team right.
And moments ago, the foul on Sam Cassell, his third.
You're going to love this all-new Sebring sedan. Notice the power mirrors. Great sound system. Power windows. It has a race-inspired suspension system and a powerful multi-valve engine. And it has the highest government front crash test rating. Oh, no.
Now well-qualified returning gold key lessees can lease a Sebring LX sedan for $259 a month.
Following the short timeout, Charlotte puts it back in play with Baron Davis, the second-year man out of UCLA. Here's his jumper. Mashburn on the glass, but he had it poked away. Milwaukee's got numbers if they push it. Allen tries to go all the way, then dumps it off to Thomas, who scores. Allen was bumped. There might have been a foul there. It wasn't called. And as he was stumbling backward, he got it to Thomas. And we have a 1-point game.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks trying to turn the table on the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets have won the third quarter in all 3 ball games. That has been the time when they've either made up a lot of ground or they have pulled away, as they did in Game 3. First 2 games down 22-16, and then comfortably ahead in Game 3.
In Game 3, every time the Bucks made a move, Mashburn, it seemed, stuck a big jump shot. That time, with Milwaukee within 1, he pumps it back up to 3. Allen tried to tie it and came up short.
Now, if you watch Ray Allen shoot prior to the ball game, as Sam Cassell is going to pick up the foul.
And it will be his 4th.
Sam Cassell always puts hands on, is always grabbing and holding, and right there, after he reached in, he made the first pull. And Sam always says, look, if you're the aggressor, you usually don't get caught, but in that case, Sam Cassell gets caught.
Sam still mouthing off to Hugh Hollins.
Now, if you're Baron Davis, you got to think about getting the 5th foul against him. Take this ball to the rim. Mashburn the other way.
Baseline, Campbell. He's got 10. And the lead is back to 5. Ray Allen.
But to finish the thought about Ray Allen and his deep shooting, all of his shots have been flat, and that's the way he was shooting the ball in warm-up. That last one got a nice little arc on it, up and over, and nothing but the bottom. 4 points for Ray Allen in the quarter.
But even after that basket, he's shooting just 3 for 11 in the game.
Campbell on the post.
Missed the jump hook.
Shot clock went off, and it shouldn't have after the change of possessions, and Milwaukee and Sam Cassell had the ball, 16 on the shot clock.
Cassell kicks it. They scramble to the floor, Robinson and P.J. Brown. And a timeout is asked for by Milwaukee. So the Bucks have it when we come back in a 3-point game.
Hello?
Alo. Son parti göndermiş olduğunuz mallar yanlış etiketlendi. Sizden ricam eski müşteriniz olarak aynı parti malı tekrar rica ediyorum.
Dad, it's Ulashan Industries. The shipment was lost. They want a new one at a 10% discount.
All right, that's fine.
Hey guys.
Tabii efendim, hiç sorun değil.
Phones that translate for you. Another e-business innovation coming from IBM.
Well, Steve, as you pointed out earlier, through the first 3 games, the third quarter has belonged to Charlotte.
It has been their quarter, and I'm sure that Paul Silas has told his team, this is when we should take control of the ball game. George Karl, on the other hand, has told his team, you've got to up the tempo, your energy, your intensity, and stay close in this ball game, because he still believes that they've got the better offensive firepower and they can pull this game out.
Paul Silas, who played his high school ball at McClymonds High in Oakland. You know who else came out of that school?
Yes, he was a guest on your show. Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
You want more?
There is more, but they're baseball players.
That's right.
Frank Robinson and Veda Pinson. Well, we have a chance. We can tell you that next Saturday at 5 Eastern, NBC brings you the second leg of the Visa Triple Crown. It's the Preakness. And Arcos attempting to take step number 2 along the way to the Triple Crown. It's been more than 20 years since it's been done. There were 3 of them in the 70s, none since. And Arcos ran the second fastest Kentucky Derby, just a fraction behind Secretariat a week ago yesterday. The Preakness this coming Saturday on NBC.
How did you feel about your run for the Roses, the first time in Kentucky Derby?
It was a lot of fun. I would not contend that I'm an expert, but I am a fan. They give you a good seat. They let you come to the Kentucky Derby. You could say no.
8 seconds on the clock.
Thomas fires a 3.
Now, the one thing that the Hornets can't do as the crowd comes to life is get so preoccupied with Ray Allen that they leave a shooter like Tim Thomas open, because Thomas is capable of having a huge ball game once he gets going offensively. Turnover.
Nearly, but Wesley's there to pick it up. 3 seconds to shoot, and Wesley puts it down. He's got 10. Moments ago, following the Thomas 3, Milwaukee had pulled even for the first time since 2-2. They once trailed by as many as 13. Charlotte by a basket. Inside to Irvin Johnson, who can't tie it. Mashburn rebounds.
Now, this is when Mashburn is most dangerous. Open court where he can make plays for other people. Didn't look to do anything and dumped it off. Got a mismatch here. Irvin Johnson on him. He should be trying to get to the rim.
Wesley, 5 on the 24. Wesley in traffic. And Robinson comes out with it.
Now, Hornets blew a golden chance to get something easy. Sam Cassell does not.
Tied again at 56. And Mashburn drew the contact and will come to the line.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a team that like to get from one end of the floor to the other quickly, and they have a lot of people that can finish. And Sam Cassell, in one of the few chances to be on the end of a pass, just does that.
The foul was on Tim Thomas, his third. Jamal Mashburn, who came to Charlotte along with P.J. Brown, and the deal that sent Eddie Jones and Anthony Mason to the Heat, hits the first one. 17 for the game.
Mashburn has got to continue to think attack. And, you know, he missed a chance against the defense of Irvin Johnson, came back, put pressure on Tim Thomas, gets 2 more from the line. 4 in the quarter for Mashburn.
Brown takes Allen on a switch, leaving Wesley on Thomas, who tried to exploit that, and a Charlotte foul.
First team foul in Charlotte.
There hasn't been a player that's agreed with the call this afternoon, and on the spin and the twist as David Wesley reaches across, he's thinking he got all ball, and Tim Thomas goes to the line.
The foul was Wesley's third. Thomas is 6'10". Wesley is sturdy 6'1". As soon as Wesley took Thomas on the switch, Thomas took him into the paint to draw the foul. But he can't do anything with it.
P.J. Brown had a great first quarter of play, has been quiet since then. They got to start moving the ball and see if they find P.J. Brown back on the glass. Good rebound, Ray Allen.
Off the miss by Campbell. Here's Cassell for 3. Campbell with board position on Johnson. Right through P.J. Brown's hands. Milwaukee will have it.
Davis made the decision too late. When P.J. Brown was wide open, he had enough room to run underneath the ball. He makes this pass too close to the bucket. There's no room for him to catch it. He drops it and then comes right down on Sam Cassell.
And they call a foul on Brown, which is his first. Cassell slicing through, surrounded. 8 on the shot clock. Robinson stuffed back in his face by Campbell. And last touch by Milwaukee.
The quicker you move the ball, the easier the scoring opportunity. And what happens to the Hornets when they become a jump shooting team, they have a tendency to hold on to the ball.
Wesley missed. Allen's all alone. And he nails the 3. A dozen now for Ray Allen.
Yeah, don't look now. Ray Allen is beginning to warm to the task, and the Bucks lead by 1.
The first Milwaukee lead prompts Paul Silas to ask for time. Ray Allen, quiet for a good long stretch, hits the 3 from the corner, and Milwaukee's on top.
The Houston Comets have won their 4th WNBA championship.
These are quarter carats and these are half.
They're beautiful. What kind of cut is that?
This is a round cut. If you look hard, I'm sure you can see them.
They're fantastic.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
These are 8 carats and these are 10 carats.
Make it a Bud Light.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
I'm going to see about a credit card.
Oh, but honey.
Rejected. Rejected?
You have no future!
But I just got a great job!
Run, little man! Run!
What kind of bank is this?
Take that! Honey, I already got us a Capital One card.
33 million people have chosen Capital One to help build their financial future.
What's in your wallet?
Come in, over.
Where am I? On July 27th.
How the hell did these monkeys get like this?
From the director of Batman.
Bow your head!
Sleepy Hollow. Comes a world that defies the rules. And an adventure that rules the planet. Kill them all. Planet of the Apes. July 27th, only in theaters.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Jeep Liberty, the next great Jeep idea. Jeep, there's only one. By Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Shalonda Ennis and Dawn Staley are members of the Charlotte Sting of the WNBA. Our coverage of the WNBA begins on Memorial Day here on NBC.
The fans have been whipped to a frenzy. The towels are out, and they'd like to see the Hornets get back on top. Silas has talked to his team and tried to remind them what kind of team they are and where they get their offense. Let's see if they come back to Eldon Campbell to try to get something inside. 6 on the clock for Campbell.
Backing in on Johnson and hitting. Campbell has 12, and the Hornets have the lead again. Ray Allen on the baseline. He has now hit 4 out of 6 to score 9 points in this third quarter after shooting just 1 of 7 from the floor in the first half.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit more room to roam. The defense is not reacting as quickly as it was to Ray Allen earlier. He's starting to make them pay, coming back to Campbell as they try to get their inside game working. Stay off the perimeter. A drive by Wesley, and he turned it over. In a close ball game, you only need one player to keep the hot hand.
And that player right now is Ray Allen drilling another 3.
12 in the quarter for Allen.
5 out of 7 from the floor in this period, and the Bucks by 4.
Remember what George Karl told us yesterday. If you try to outshoot us, you're going to be in trouble. So they've got to get back, the Charlotte Hornets, to playing their game. They come back again. Eldon Campbell short with that one.
Cassell pulls up. Misses the 3. And Mashburn takes the rebound. Good shot or not?
Well, for the Milwaukee Bucks, it's a good shot. He wants to keep the tempo quick. He's got Charlotte out of character right now, so if he can get them to come back too quickly, he'll live with them. They got a 4-point lead. They're no longer down, and Charlotte fighting the clock. Davis for 3.
To cut it to 1. And he has a dozen. Here's Ray Allen, who has scored the last 8 Milwaukee points.
I see before they were running 2 guys at him. Now they're letting him operate by himself. 1-on-1 against P.J. Brown. 8 on the clock.
Allen slings it outside. Here's Cassell. 2 seconds to shoot. Can Thomas beat the buzzer? No. 24-second violation. With the 3. Baron Davis had an answer at the other end. It's a 1-point game with 2:52 to play in the third.
We test dehydration under extreme conditions. We test how the brain works when the body is fatigued. We test over and over in a real lab with real athletes with the very focused goal of improving athletic performance. It's called the Gatorade Sports Science Institute. You can look it up.
People are beginning to think of the automobile as a personal and individual means of transportation.
In order to continue moving forward, you need to remember where you've been.
Give them an expressway and they're
Our future reflects our past. It's how we build great cars.
At the Chrysler Proving Ground, the triumph of a powerful engine.
Expectations run high in this family. And now Chrysler PT Cruiser is Motor Trend's 2001 Car of the Year.
You really have to drive it.
Oh, sure.
Look, she's doing it again.
Again, Billy?
Sophia? Who are you talking to?
Billy. I will come to visit you.
Billy? But he's in America.
I know.
Hey, Mama, who is that?
My friend. She's crazy.
She's crazy.
With MSN, you've got the world's #1 messenger service to talk with friends online right from your homepage.
She's doing it again.
Voglio attaccare. Guardalo, guardalo. Torna dalla mamma. Non è la tua fidanzata, dai che è la mia, gioca meglio. Stai giù con le gambe, difendi. Ok, vieni qua, prima lezione. Giù con le gambe e gli stai allora.
Lascialo stare, lascialo stare, lascialo stare.
Basta, è impossibile bloccarlo.
Non ti preoccupare, adesso cambiamo le squadre.
Va bene, dai. Ok, adesso la palla è mia.
Dove vai? Dammi la palla. Questa è la mia casa.
Monday, 8/7 Central. Weakest Link is heating up.
You don't know the difference between Chris Rock and Aretha Franklin, do you?
8 new players compete for a $1 million prize.
She got it wrong, she's off.
And it's winner take all.
Who is the least likely candidate for human cloning?
Weakest Link, Monday at 8/7 Central on NBC.
Goodbye.
Ray Allen has been quiet for the first half as he was in the second of Game 3, and that layup broke Ray Allen loose, and since that point, he has had the torch in his hand, and the Charlotte Hornets have given him freedom, and he is making them pay dearly. 12 points here in the quarter, a couple of three-pointers, and Paul Silas during the timeout said, guys, we have got to find Ray Allen. We have got to make him put the ball on the floor, so let's see if they come back out trapping Ray Allen.
Lindsey Hunter in and guarding Baron Davis.
Now, whenever they've really gotten in trouble in this series, they've expected Jamal Mashburn to bring him out of it. Baron Davis is not a great three-point shooter. He makes one, makes the mistake of thinking his name is Ray Allen. He does not make two.
They've got the bigger P.J. Brown on Allen right now. Robinson out of the double to Thomas for the jumper. That is no good. It would have counted for 3. But the rebound is back-tapped and a fresh 24 from Milwaukee.
And Irvin Johnson kept that one alive, and Allen's got the ball right now. And they talk about running at him, but nobody is.
He gets it to Robinson, who overshot it. Wesley snatches the rebound. On the run, Mashburn banks it home. And the Hornets go back on top. Mashburn, who had 36 in Game 3, has 20 now in Game 4. Tim Thomas inside to Irvin Johnson, who traveled.
Mashburn had a difficult chore. He wanted to get to the rim, and Lindsey Hunter came underneath him, so he had to also avoid the contact that might get him a charge and get the hoop up to the task. Again, let's see if they get the ball back in the hands of Mashburn. McGlure is in the ball game, replacing Eldon Campbell. They're not going to give him a chance to go one-on-one against Scott Williams.
Mashburn against Robinson, who fouled him.
And if you're going to be successful in the NBA, you always have to try to play to your strength as a team and as an individual most of the time. Every now and then you're going to get away from it, but Mashburn is very strong at taking the ball to the rim, gets the foul against the big dog.
Which is Robinson's third. Excellent all-round season for Mashburn. Averaged better than 20 points, nearly 8 rebounds a game, about 5.5 assists per game.
You know,
he's taken it to another level during the playoffs.
You know, for Jamal Mashburn, this is almost like his last year with Rick Pitino. He has a coach that allows him the freedom to create, to use his judgment, when to shoot, to rebound, to do all the things that bring out his versatility. And that is what Jamal Mashburn is doing here for Paul Silas and the Charlotte Hornets.
A 77% free throw shooter. He's a perfect 8 for 8 in this game today. His mom among those cheering him on. Robinson takes on almost the entire Hornet defense. The basket will not count. Interference after the dunk attempt, popped back out.
Well, one thing, the dog cannot get the dunk to go today. He goes with two hands that time. It still hit the rim.
He held on to the rim with the right hand and then tried to reach around and tap it back in with the left. Well, it may win you style points, but is not permissible.
Mashburn.
Against two defenders, he misses. Rebound swatted around, and there's a foul on Charlotte.
You get one more opportunity at the quick drive and the power effort by the big dog. Now he's hanging on the rim, comes back with the other hand, and they say no.
The foul on the rebound goes against Otis Thorpe. It's his second.
Eddie Robinson in the ball game will defend against Ray Allen. They run it out.
Here's Jason Caffey. Williams is open. And the two former Chicago Bulls combine on that one. Caffey the assist and Williams the basket.
He did it against Indiana last year. He's proving again you cannot leave him open. Scott Williams makes another big shot. 12 on the clock for Davis.
Baron Davis to the left hand. Count it, plus the foul.
Explosive and quick, and Lindsey Hunter needed to go to him and didn't, and that allowed Davis to get that quick step and inside. A nice shot with the left hand and a chance for a three-point play.
Baron Davis, the number 3 overall pick prior to last season, completes the three-point play. A short while ago, Milwaukee led by 4. They now trail by that margin. Allen's pass is deflected. Davis wins the race, fires to beat the horn, and it's short. That might have very nearly blown the roof off the Hive and sent all the Hornets buzzing out into the Charlotte afternoon. A 4-point game heading to the 4th. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Okay, Magical Union Local 232 is now in session. The issue, the magic shortage. Now, somebody here has been exceeding their magic supply.
It's the genie!
We suspect the tooth fairy.
Order!
If it's not us, then who? It's the new.
Introducing the all-new Chrysler minivans. From the most affordable to the most luxurious, they have all the magic.
I guess now people have
How do you define excellence? Is it creativity? What about dominance? Or is it a constant ability to amaze and inspire? Maybe it's just about stepping into the spotlight and rising to the moment and letting history take care of the rest. The NBA playoffs, it's all good.
It's the new Saturday Night Live Mother's Day special tonight on NBC.
All I want to know is how fast can this puppy go? Let's go see.
Tell me, can you read the speedometer? No! Why? Because my head is pinned to the window! Does that answer your question? Yes!
Ford Focus saving you some G's with 2.9 financing plus $500 cash from your Northern Indiana Ford store.
Could we stop now? We did.
Oak Express's rapid growth to over 120 stores in 30 states is causing us to undertake a major remodeling effort in most of our stores, which means it's your chance to save during the Oak Express remodeling clearance. Get incredible bargains on our entire stock of dining, home office, home entertainment, and bedroom furnishings. And along with our super remodeling clearance discounts, we're also offering no payments, no down payment, and no interest for 1 full year. Off Washington Center Boulevard in the Furniture Row Shopping Center.
Saving Your Skin, Monday on NBC 33, 11 at 10.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
For years and years, the Charlotte fans were among the most avid in the NBA. Interest waned a little bit in the last couple of years, even though they posted good records under Paul Silas. Fans don't like, no matter what the locality, to feel the squeeze being put on them for additional funds for an arena or whatever the case may be. But with the team playing well deep into the playoffs, they've come alive again. Wesley's attempt at a three bounces off the rim, goes over the glass, and out of play. Charlotte ended the third quarter on a 10-2 run to lead by 4.
Well, as you saw the score by quarter, the bad news for Charlotte is their numbers are coming down and the Milwaukee Bucks numbers are coming up. Ray Allen had 12 in the third. Can he keep it going?
Yes, he can. He has 19.
So it is Allen picking up the slack for his team. Mashburn is going to have to continue to carry the torch for the Hornets. 10 on the clock for David Wesley.
Here's Mashburn, 3 seconds to shoot. It spins out. Nice rebound by Robinson, but he can't finish it. Hustling play by Eddie Robinson, but no result. And at the other end, it's Glenn Robinson, who ties the game at 70.
It's been a tough half for, I should say, a tough afternoon for the big dog in terms of dunking the ball. So if he goes back to his money, which is a jump shot, he could have a big finish as well.
Mashburn backing in against Robinson, who got the ball and blocked it out of bounds.
Robinson not noted for his defense, but read that one perfectly that time as Mashburn showed the ball a little bit too soon. 6 on the clock.
Eddie Robinson fires off the inbound and misses. Lindsey Hunter chases the rebound down. Ray Allen for 3. Badly off the mark with that, but Jason Caffey, another hustling play. It didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock keeps ticking down to 8 now.
It doesn't matter.
Evidently not. And they got a fresh 24 on Williams' rebound. They don't use much of that as he misfires on the jumper. You know, George Karl was telling us yesterday, one of the things that a coach has to do in the modern NBA is take a look at his personnel and shelve many of his theories. This may not be what he learned from Dean Smith. It's not the kind of team he had in Seattle where he could always count on them for a defensive stop. But they are a great jump shooting team. And over the course of time, if you let them go with the flow of the game, as long as they have a reasonable feel for it, this is the way they're best able to win.
Yeah, you know, you live with the jumper, you die by it, but he's got some big shot makers over there, and they'll go through droughts, but they'll come up with some big numbers. Glenn Robinson sitting down, Tim Thomas back in the ball game. So really, Tim Thomas now has to pick up some offensive energy for Robinson and Cassell, who are both on the bench.
Foul on Jason Caffey is third, and the pass eludes Wesley. Baron Davis trying to hit him, cutting to the bucket. Milwaukee gets it back.
Baron Davis thought that David Wesley was looking for this, but the pass was a little bit too far underneath the hoop anyway. Had he caught it, he would have been out of bounds. Now, P.J. Brown is in the ball game, and he's in for defensive purposes. They got a big lineup out on the floor at the defensive end to try to rebound the ball. And
the rebound to the veteran Otis Thorpe.
Now that means points have to come from Davis and Wesley in transition, and then they're going to try to come inside, get a foul against Scott Williams coming through the back of Otis Thorpe. And if you're George Karl, you're telling your guys, hey, let's not get in the penalty early. This team is struggling to score. We've got them under control. Let's not give them anything easy.
Second team foul of this fourth quarter from Milwaukee. Charlotte doesn't have one yet. Wesley had it knocked away. Now Davis has it back.
6 on the clock.
Baron Davis struggling with it. Campbell had to try to beat the clock as he scooped it up and missed the jumper.
Ray Allen was wide open over there. Everybody in the Charlotte bench jumped up. They finally get him covered. Looking for the mismatch with Cappy.
Tim Thomas traveled. Shuffled his feet as he received the pass. A timeout with 8:39 remaining in a tie game.
Sixers, Raptors, then Lakers, Kings. The playoffs continue next.
Calling a few pals? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey guys, hanging out? I'll hang out.
On back, that's good. Watch the truck there.
Yeah, thanks to its 32-valve I-Force V8 and single-piece frame rails with 9 cross members, the Toyota Tundra can carry up to 2,000 pounds of whatever.
Okay, she's loaded. Good. Now let's go back and build me some girlfriends.
The Toyota Tundra. Better from the ground up.
Step on it, Bob. Just because you're single doesn't mean I have to be.
Thursday, you're invited to the event of the year.
From this moment.
You look beautiful.
Is this new? Not now.
Okay. The Friends Wedding. 7 years in the making, with special guests including Kathleen Turner as Chandler's dad.
Hello, all. Oh, my God.
And the surprise ending that will have you talking all summer. Plus, log on to NBCI.com/friends and you could win a trip to Hawaii and a sweepstakes brought to you by Kinko's. The Friends Wedding, NBC, Thursday.
Hey, Peter. Well, how's this? You pay less for every gallon of gas you buy at Mobile when you use the small business card. You know American Express. Say you fill up is 30 gallons, you got 7 trucks, you fill them up a couple of times a week. You'd save over $600 a year just by using this card. So why would you pay any other way?
Every year, we help small business save real money on gas, shipping, travel, and more. What can we do for your business? Call us at 1-800-SUCCESS.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by the Toyota Tundra. Better from the ground up. By Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. And by Adidas. Forever Sport. Bobby Phills, by all accounts, one of the more decent people in sports, was a beloved figure here. He was killed a year ago while drag racing at high speeds with teammate David Wesley. There is Phil's widow, Kendall, who is frequently in attendance at these games. His jersey, as you see, hangs from the rafters. And the team has dedicated its season and its playoff run to him.
Well, if they need inspiration, they need it from Bobby Phills right now. This team is shooting 33%, and the only reason they're staying in the game is because of their advantage at the free throw line. They come back to Campbell, and he looks at the official and said, I'm not that bad. I had to get by.
We played more than 3.5 minutes in this fourth quarter, and Charlotte hasn't scored yet in the period.
Cassell back out on the floor to give Ray Allen a breather.
Tim Thomas with a tough shot that won't fall. P.J. Brown takes the rebound.
Now, you know, when Paul, as I said before, whenever Paul Silas gets in trouble, he wants to go to his inside game, but he also wants to put the ball in the hands of Jamal Mashburn. See if Mashburn can create an opportunity or draw a foul. They've been fighting the clock on every possession. Mashburn gets the foul. Tim Thomas.
The foul on Thomas is his fourth.
Where Mashburn has been able to get Glenn Robinson and Tim Thomas off balance is with that first jab step. They're biting on him. They need to back off. He's not shooting the ball like he did in Game 3. Make him beat them from the perimeter.
Not an active shooting foul. Charlotte ball from the side, but 3 team fouls now in this fourth quarter from Milwaukee against none for Charlotte. 5 on the clock for Mashburn. He has to take a tough shot and hits it. The first field goal of the quarter for the Hornets. They had missed their first 8. .24 for Mashburn. Jason Caffey. The follow doesn't count. A Charlotte foul.
This shot was true to the mark. Every big shot that they needed in Game 3, and they need a big one here just to get in it, and Mashburn up to it.
At the other end, P.J. Brown fouled Caffey. 2 on Brown. Caffey, the former Bull and Warrior, one-time college teammate of Antonio McDyess at Alabama, delights the crowd in Charlotte by missing the first.
You know, Milwaukee, a very good free-throwing team for the season, but in this ball game, they are shooting 58%, and that will drop with the miss from Caffey.
He missed them both. And it's still the Hornets by a basket.
Glenn Robinson during that break came in the game, and he will now have the assignment of Mashburn against the clock again. Mashburn. Got to go.
Out to Wesley. Touch pass to Davis. Just before the horn, he nails the 3. The shot clock had moved inside a second, but he got it away in time. Here's Glenn Robinson. Rejected. Caffey is there. And he's fouled as he tries to go up with the follow.
Mashburn fighting the clock and nowhere to go. Wesley quickly over to Baron Davis, and every time you say he's not a three-point shooter, he comes up with a big shot. That is his 3rd this afternoon.
Caffey has 5 rebounds today, all of them off the offensive glass. He was at the free throw line just moments ago and missed 2. And still can't find the range.
Yeah, they look worse with each effort. The first one was long. The next one hit the rim, bounced around. This one was wide right.
Into the din of the crowd. 0 for 4. Wesley thought about a 3. Now drives the lane. Off-balance shot. Perhaps a poor selection.
Well, they had to get a shot in the air. They were against the clock and then turn it over. P.J. Brown, good defense against the big dog, Mashburn.
P.J. Brown. The tip is good. Brown missed. Mashburn there to tip it home. And the Hornets are up by 7.
There are no formulas for engineering a smooth-riding 5-link rear suspension. No instructions for designing a superior multi-alloy steel safety cage. Or the ideal 8-passenger interior. After all, you can't follow old directions when you're forging new ones. Introducing the full-size Toyota Sequoia. It's unlike anything you've experienced.
The family has always put in the forefront to protect the quality and the standards set by Adolphus Busch.
The deep sense of pride that my grandfather taught me, that my father continues
to teach me.
I think he would be very happy that the generations of his family have practiced what he taught us.
Every day, new content gets created. But how can you get your hands on it? There's a place where ideas take shape and inspiration gets packaged. Where companies get the dynamic content they need to dramatically impact their websites. From information that moves markets to photos that rock the world every single day. It's iSyndicate, the content marketplace. Do you need to make an impact? iSyndicate, the I for content.
You know, the most amazing things happen to me every time I begin to read. I can fly among the moon and stars, or I can visit lands both near and far. I've always liked a good mystery, but there are so many things that interest me. And my favorite thing is when it ends, another book starts it all again.
Coming up next, Game 4 between the Sixers and Raptors from Toronto. Allen Iverson, 54 points in Game 2. But then in Game 3, it was Vince Carter who erupted for 50 points as the Raptors now lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. This is Mike Green. Through the first 3 games, these two brilliant performers with fairly even numbers. 2 young stars leading their teams in the postseason. What will happen in Game 4? Find out coming up next. But first, we go back to Charlotte with Bob and Steve.
You know what's going to be interesting in that ball game is which team shows nervousness and tentative play. Philadelphia, in order to win, has to really be aggressive. And, you know, the Toronto Raptors are a jump shooting team, but they also have to show some poise in their shot selection.
In the last minute and a half, Charlotte scored 7 unanswered points. During that time, Jason Caffey was 0 for 4 at the free throw line, which could have slowed the Hornets' momentum a bit had he been able to hit them. Here's Sam Cassell. 20 points in Game 1. Didn't shoot very well at all in Games 2 and 3, but that will never discourage him.
Now, Sam, you know, he's a big shot maker. There's an example of one. He's been struggling with 3 for 10 up to that point. Wide open, makes another one. Mashburn back on the monster mash. Another big hoop for Mashburn. 6 in the quarter.
28 in the game for Mashburn. Cassell always brimming with confidence to the point of bravado. Brings it across. Slices into the lane. Here's Ray Allen. Pumped up a 3 and missed it. Loose ball battle. And Charlotte got it and called time. This crowd is reminiscent of the crowds of years ago at the Charlotte Coliseum. You can barely hear yourself think in this place. But I do think the Hornets lead by 7.
The new version of Oracle will make your website 3 times faster, or we'll give you $1 million.
Your perfect automobile. Imagine it. The seats cool you when you're hot and warm you when you're cold. The air you breathe is possibly the purest anywhere. The sounds you hear are some of the finest in the world. The Lexus LS 430. You don't have to imagine anymore. See your Lexus dealer now.
Play the Millionaire game at McDonald's. There's cash on every card. $1 to $1 million. Can you find it?
We love to see you smile.
Well, it's It's that time of year again, and you're stuck in the heat watching the mercury rise. Want to make sure that doesn't happen to your summer? Get you and your friends entered to win really cool Miller Time trips like these in our Miller Lite Get the Goods Summertime promotion. Pick up your Miller Lite Get the Goods entry card wherever you see this display. What are you looking at?
NBC Wednesday, the West Wing season finale.
Mr. President, it's time.
Can you tell us right now if you'll be seeking a second term?
Watch this. It's as good as television gets. The West Wing season finale, NBC Wednesday.
As we look at Ray Allen and the Milwaukee Bucks, as they have been shouted down by the Hive, the guy that is carrying the torch is Jamal Mashburn. The knock against Mashburn in previous playoff games has been his inability to step up and handle the big moment. He's answering this afternoon. 9 on the clock for Mashburn.
He spins around Robinson. Another beautiful hoop, and he's got 30. Mashburn appeared to have been poked in the eye. He's squinting a little bit as he gets back on defense.
Well, he told Paul Silas, I got hit in the eye, get me out. And Silas said, I can't get you out.
Now he can, and it's Mashburn who takes matters into his own hands. He comes up with a steal and asks for time.
This is a terrific move by Mashburn, spinning away from the defense. Tough angle, it drops, but he has really given this team a lift here in the fourth quarter. You see the eye as he gets hit in the eye by Irvin Johnson, and then he is slow to come back.
The new, faster than ever Lexus GS 430. Pace yourself.
It's not where you come from. It's where you're going. It's not what you drive. It's what drives you. It's not what's on you. It's what's in you. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Hey, it's time to clean up your act with new Edge Clean Shave Gel. Edge Clean's got a built-in facial cleanser. It helps lift dirt and oil from your face to the phone, cleaning while you shave. So clean up your act with new Edge Clean Shave Gel.
U.S. road maps, $11. Ballpark guide, $22. Opening day tickets, $18. One stadium down, $29 to go. Priceless.
So how far, Steve?
There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, preferred card and devoted fan of Major League Baseball.
Sure, we could brag about it, how it's the fastest sport there is, exploding in popularity. Truth is, it's the fastest growing sport in America. But more important than what it is where it's going. NASCAR is moving to NBC and TNT. NASCAR coming in July on NBC and TNT.
Jamal Mashburn had a contact lens dislodged and is being replaced, and he'll be able to continue.
Well, that is the only hope for George Karl, because here in the fourth quarter of play, since Mashburn has come back in the ball game, he has put separation between the Hornets and the Milwaukee Bucks, making 8 points in 3 minutes. And let's see if they go back to Mashburn and get an illegal defense against Milwaukee.
George Karl leans over the scorer's table in mock disbelief. North Carolina roots for him, of course. He has often said that while he's been treated remarkably well in Milwaukee, huge new contract, part ownership of the team, their second illegal defense, so it's going to possibly cost them a point as it's a technical. And the hot hand Mashburn is nominated to shoot it, and he hits it. Carl has often said the North Carolina job, the North Carolina Tar Heels, that's my dream job, although maybe it isn't my reality job.
Well, there's no question that it is, you know, and like a lot of people that go to North Carolina, Larry Brown included, they think they want to go back there, coach and retire and become the latest version of Dean Smith. But Matt Doherty said, you're not getting my job. 5 on the clock. Mashburn.
The rebound to Robinson. Here are the Bucks down by 10 and giving it right back.
The Bucks are still in the ball game. At 4:03 to go, what George Karl needs to see his team do is make some better decisions at the offensive end. Mashburn is not going to make every shot, as he proved the last time down, but if you're Paul Silas, you keep the ball in his hands, you make them react to the excellence that he has thrown at them over the last 3 minutes. P.J. Brown.
Still a 10-point game as Thomas rebounds. Glenn Robinson trying to split 2 defenders. It's slapped away. And let's see what the call is going to be. Davis thought that he was shoved and there should have been a Milwaukee foul. But Davis may have stepped out of bounds, scooping the ball up. Apparently that's what it is. And with a fresh 24, Milwaukee puts it in.
And what Milwaukee's got to do is start getting the shots in the air. Thomas on the drive.
A weak attempt. Davis threw traffic out of the backcourt. 3:20 left. Cassell all over him. Fans screaming for the foul on Sam. They don't get it. Knocked away with 7 on the shot clock. 3:08 on the game clock. The Bucks have scored 1 field goal in the last 7.5 minutes.
And a lot of it has to do with decision-making along with their shot selection. 6 on the clock for David Wesley. Not going to get this one up.
Ray Allen out of there with the steal. The Bucks have 6 points in this quarter. Can Thomas change that? Yes, he can. Tim Thomas with a 3. And as we move inside 3 minutes, the Bucks trail by 7.
Well, that Tim Thomas 3 shows you that they're still dangerous, and you have to guard them. So if the Hornets can't go to sleep. This game is by no stretch of the imagination put away. On the way to the hoop, Campbell.
Gives it up to Brown. Contact with Robinson, no foul call. Ray Allen has it stripped by Davis. Baron Davis with a big play.
Trying to trap him, Sam Cassell, and they finally call Sam for a foul.
And Joe Crawford is eyeing Cassell, who gave him that wave of derision as if to say, you know, Sam, if this weren't a playoff game, I might tee you up right now. That's 5 on Cassell.
Well, remember how Joe Crawford started the ball game off in Sacramento. Double technical right away, and his thought was, let's clean this up right away and get it over with. Turnover.
Cassell with the steal, and Campbell fouls him.
Both teams feeling a little pressure, a little fatigue.
Even with that steal by Cassell, George Karl's Bucks have turned it over twice as often as the Hornets have. 22-11. Neither team over the limit yet. Here's Allen. Lost it again. Mashburn ahead to Davis, and Baron Davis lays it in.
You know, in trying to make a play inside, Ray Allen makes a mistake, and that turns David Wesley loose for the cheapest bucket he's had this afternoon.
Hey, look, we got a loose ball rebound.
You must be hungry. Let's go get some breakfast.
Choo, like the Mookos do. Oh, yippee, trusty Wessie.
Oopsie, whoopsie. Such a big girl on a swingy wingy. Boo, boo, boo. Is Daddy Waddy home from worky jerky?
When you're in desperate need of a night out, you need Broadway.com and Visa.
How silver. Wonderful use of iambic pentameter. Whammeter.
Visa, the preferred card of Broadway.com.
Game 7.
Fourth quarter, Lakers are down by 5. Shakes base.
The ride, don't need a reason why. Everything's alright.
Easy boy.
The Schick Extreme 3. Triple blade performance. Pivoting head, and after a bunch of great shaves, you just toss it and serve up another. Schick Extreme 3.
Schick. Shave something.
$1 billion. That's how much Oracle saved in 1 year using its own e-business software. How much will you save? Oracle. Software powers the internet.
It begins to appear as if Game 6 will, in fact, be necessary. We know they will play Game 5 on Tuesday in Milwaukee. Snapper, you had it right just before the commercial. I mistakenly gave credit for the basket to Baron Davis. It belonged to David Wesley. And the Hornets lead by 9. Against P.J. Brown, and another Milwaukee turnover as it skips by Thomas.
Poor decision-making down the stretch has really hurt George Karl and his team. Early in the ball game, they made a bunch of turnovers, but they were able to live through it. They don't have enough time. 24 turnovers to 11, and the great play of Mashburn here in the fourth quarter is the difference.
Here he is again. Wow. Tim Thomas got a clean piece of it, and it goes out of bounds off the Hornets. Excellent defensive play by Thomas.
Thomas and Irvin Johnson, they both made blocks. It's a double block, and Mashburn gets nothing, but he tips that one and keeps it alive.
Now Baron Davis looking to slow it down. Everybody up at the Charlotte Coliseum. Ticking down toward a minute. Eldon Campbell had it ripped away by Big Dog Robinson. The clock against the Bucks. Robinson on the move. Blocked by P.J. Brown.
It has been a tough afternoon for the Big Dog whenever he's gone through the drive.
Normally a 20-plus scorer. He's been held to 14. Moving toward half a minute. Mashburn for 3. 25 seconds. An apparently insurmountable lead, but Glenn Robinson fires a 3 to at least make it interesting. It's at 6.
Well,
come up and foul.
He's telling them, you got to foul, you got to stop the clock, and they finally do.
They let a few extra ticks go off the clock before that foul. You know, talking to George Karl yesterday, he's got the great situation in Milwaukee, no doubt about it, and he's built them into a legitimate contender to win at least the East and advance to the finals. But he does have the clause in the contract that says if North Carolina ever comes calling, you can't deny me permission to talk to them, as I was denied the last time around. He says it galls me that Duke has won the 3 titles under Krzyzewski. He says, look, if Doherty wants to call me, help with coaching, help with recruiting, I'll do anything to set things back how they should be in the state of North Carolina. Robinson again. Can't hit his second three-pointer in a row. And that'll do it. The Hornets win it 85-78. The home team has won all 4 games in this series. If that's any comfort to the Bucks, in what now becomes a best 2 out of 3, they've got games 5 and 7, if necessary, on their home floor. Lewis Johnson is with Jamal Mashburn.
All right, Bob, thanks a lot. Jamal, we talked before the game, and you told me that this was a must-win situation like Game 3. What kind of life does this breathe into this team and now to the series?
Well, the only thing we did was hold home court. I mean, we got to go down to Milwaukee. We got to get one. So we're looking to go down there and get one. This was a desperate game. We couldn't let them have this one. So we're just going to continue to play, continue to fight. We know it's going to be a loud crowd in Milwaukee, and just looking to go get one.
In the first half, Milwaukee struggled with 12 turnovers. Tell me about your defense there, in particular how you frustrated Ray Allen and Sam Cassell.
Well, we really just tried to fly at them, really, and just make them think about us and make them contest our shots, contest their shots, I should say. But, you know, they're great players, man. They're hard to keep down, and they're always in the game.
There seems to be nothing like being at home with the fans and Mother's Day and having your mom, Helen, on the sideline. How special was that?
Yeah, it's real special. I'm glad she's up and about and was able to come out here and support the Charlotte Hornets, and good Mother's Day present, I should say.
And by the way, she was very secretive on the plans for this evening. I don't know what you guys are doing, but she didn't tell us at all. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Bob.
All right, Lewis, one way or another, they should be celebrating 31 points and 8 boards for Jamal Mashburn. And again, the Hornets did the job on the big 3. Even though Ray Allen had an excellent third quarter, he wound up shooting just 7 for 17, had 19 points. Glenn Robinson was 7 of 19 for 17 points, and Sam Cassell had 8 points and 4 assists. Once again, the final score from Charlotte. The Hornets 85 and the Bucks 78 to even the best-of-7 series at 2 games apiece. Shortly, we'll be joining Game 4 between the 76ers and the Raptors. Toronto has the 2-1 edge in that series. That comes up after these messages. For Steve Snapper Jones and Lewis Johnson, I'm Bob Costas. And from the Hive in Charlotte, so long. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.